And again, a warm welcome. And in 1 week, the Watney Cup has made an astonishing impact, no doubt at all about that. And now a big gathering for this final, including Sir Stanley Rouse, president of FIFA. There he is in the centre of the picture, who'll present the cup to the winners. 23 goals in 4 games last Saturday, a match decided on penalties after extra time on Wednesday, the first time in Britain. And yesterday, a superb final between Derby County and Manchester United to round it all off. The Football League have always said that they would look with caution at sponsored football. They must be well pleased. The sponsors themselves surely very satisfied, and in the next hour we hope that you too will share that same happy feeling. And after the action we turn as usual to the experts to bring you an unrivaled analysis of the play, Jimmy Hill and our complete ITV World Cup panel. Bob McNabb, Pat Crerand, Derek Dugan, and of course Big Mal Allison. More of them later, plenty more, but now let's go up to the baseball ground at Derby for this Watney Cup final, Derby County against Manchester United. Derby County field their expected side. Terry Hennessy still unfit, but John O'Hare has recovered from a slight injury that caused him to go off in the semi-final on Wednesday. It's a side growing in skill and flair, and its constant factor these days, of course, the inspiration of this man, Dave Mackay, such a tremendous fighter. Certainly playing in a cup final is no new experience for him. Manchester United also unchanged. They've struggled so far in getting past Reading and Hull. Nobby Stiles still on the substitute bench. Certainly been a stern test for them today. And when they go forward, I suppose they'll look as much to Bobby Charlton as anyone to find a way through. Traditional Wembley sunshine at Derby, a bonus for the crowd. Commentator is Hugh Johns.
And away we go then for the very first Watney Cup final. Referee, incidentally, Mr. Keith Walker of Maidstone, a man who is known at least pretty well to one of our panel. And it's Derby in their white shirts, attacking the goal on the left. The goal defended by the red shirts, white shorts of Manchester United. This competition made possible by Watneys for the teams that scored the goals last season. Manchester United here having scored 66 goals in the league. Toss in their cup tie goals and it brings them to the massive total of 91. Derby got 64 in the league with cup tie goals, went up to 82. So all the signs are on a bright sunny day at the baseball ground. I think we should have a whole flock of goals. Dave Mackay for Derby. Ian Ure getting it away. Here goes Hinton for Derby. Picking up Willie Carlin. Carlin, the diminutive little 8, robbed by Paddy Curran, picking up George Best. Best for United. Crossfield for Willie Morgan. Dennis Law is close to him. Here's Law. Keeping control well. Now it's Edwards for Bobby Charlton. Tony Dunn. Leaving it for George Best. George Best 11. Best taking the 1-2, or trying to go for the 1-2. Bowl down, but no foul, says referee Walker. David Sadler. Loose one, and Robson missed it, so it's Brian Kidd now for Law. Willie Morgan, number 7. Dave Mackay getting the interception with his head. Sadler getting a touch, but McGovern in on it quickly, faced by Edwards. Edwards doing enough to stop him. It's Willie Carlin. Durbin. Ooh, what a tremendous tackle by Ian Ure. My golly, he really went in there and gave the free kick away. Hinton is lurking there, number 11. Dave Mackay is number 6. Willie Carlin, number 8. Looks as though Mackay's going to take it himself. Or it might be Hinton. Saw Dave Mackay score a goal at West Bromwich Albion from this sort of situation last season. And by God, he hit the post! McFarlane! McFarlane has scored! Well, how about that?
Well, some people said that Dave Mackay was finished 3 seasons ago, but he still makes goals like that. Look at that sweet left foot shot, which hits the post, bounces off, and McFarlane is the first person to wake up. And it comes onto his favourite foot, his left foot. Stepney's expecting the shot to the far corner. You can see him leaning there, but McFarlane flashes it into the roof of the net past the left-hand post.
Manchester United then, now forced to go well forward. Not that they've been loath to go forward at any stage in this first 20 minutes. They've got to go a little harder now to pull themselves back into the game. Best to Creran. Back for Tony Dunn. Creran now. Charlton and Robson. Long, hard, high one. Sadler there in plenty of time. If it was needed. Stepney is there first, though. Ian Ure, the man who must feel a little unhappy about giving away the free kick that led to the goal. Mackay. McGovern. Hinton now. Hinton still going. Tremendous saving tackle by Paddy Creran. While this is all going on the far side of the field, we've got Dennis Law off the field having a chat with his manager, Wilf McGuinness, but he's now coming back on again. There's Dennis Law. He's obviously got new instructions. Wilf McGuinness shouting instructions at somebody. And we've got a substitute getting ready for United as this free kick then is taken by Mackay. Was Hector, great appeal for handball. Dennis Law going to have a word with the referee. Anyway, the game is still on. Kidd. Edwards. And it's Fitzpatrick who's going to come on for Manchester United. Dennis Law. Law going away into the box. In fact, Dennis Law has gone up the tunnel off the field. So Manchester United playing with 10 men at this moment. McGovern with a shot. Willie Carlin now for Derby. Durban. Aiming for O'Hare and Edwards up well. McGovern turning. Ball out of play. This gives the opportunity for Manchester United to bring their substitute on. Here he is. Fitzpatrick on for Law. The game's still on. It's Durban for McGovern. And a tickle! A back heel from Hinton. Hinton, a terrible mistake there in the Manchester United defence. A little back heel from Hinton. And it's 2-0.
Well, this goal was a very fine piece of Derby attacking play. There's Hector, who slips his man beautifully, lays that ball to Durban, who's slipped into the box, and there's McGovern with an open goal, except he miscues it slightly, and it's from there on that Alan Hinton shows his skill. A back heel, dragging it past his left foot, completely deceives the whole of the Manchester United defence, and mostly Stepney in the goal, who dives too late. And there you can see the expression on Bobby Charlton's face, as if to say, well, didn't we have enough of that in Mexico without coming home to it?
Well, Manchester United were in a real old tangle then. They were waiting for the substitute to come on. There he is in the picture now, number 14, John Fitzpatrick. Hadn't got at all organised at the back, didn't know what was going on. And a cheeky back heel, catching Stepney unable to reach the ball. And it's Hector again then for Derby. Manchester United funneling back. Hinton! Whoa, and that wasn't that far away. Hinton, chap who can really crack a ball. Well, this Watney's Cup was organised to produce goals, goals, goals galore. Looks as though we're going to have a fistful. 2 already, both to Derby. Nudge in the back then by McFarlane on Brian Kidd. The free kick to Manchester United. Fitzpatrick going in hard and fast, and McFarlane at full stretch to stop him. McGovern knocked down by Tony Dunn. The game getting just a little bit angry at the moment. A real old cup tie brewing up. Paddy Crowin brought down by Hector. The free kick is given. Hinton stretched out as the referee turned away to allow treatment to be given to McGovern. Paddy Crowin and Willie Carlin really involved there now. Dave Mackay, one skipper having a firm word with the other skipper, Bobby Charlton, Ian Ewer in there too. Well, we said this was a cup final that was boiling up a bit. Referee Keith Walker having a firm word with Hinton. McGovern still getting treatment on the far side as Paddy Crowin gets a word from Mr. Walker. It's John McGovern, which is where that little fracas really started, I suppose, when he was put down. Manchester United, who their last cup final, of course, was the European Cup against Benfica a couple of years ago. They won that one. They're trailing 2-0 in this one. Here's Sadler into the box. Fitzpatrick up. Green, a great punch. Not a lot of this, Les Green. But he makes every quarter-inch count when he goes in. Paddy Crowin to take the throw in, drawing a certain amount of critical noise from the Derby fans. The Derby fan wants to get hold of his boot. Fitzpatrick, good touch for Sadler. Paul Edwards. Kidd. Sadler. Oh, what a great shot. Perfect save. Well, Dave Mackay applauding that goalkeeper, Les Green, and well he might. That was a superb effort. A really first-class shot by Sadler and a magnificent save by Les Green. And even then, Dave Sadler went on the line to give Green a little tap on the back and say, well done, son. George Best with the corner. Fitzpatrick up, Green losing it. But Robson away now. Long one for Hector to chase. Ian Ewer's with him. Big Ian Ewer being given a lot of pressure. And in fact, the free kick given against Hector for bundling him. Paddy Crowin. Kidd striking that ball pretty firmly back for Edwards. Now Crowin, Morgan breaking down the right. Morgan doing well under hard pressure here. Kidd. Crowin and Willie Carlin stops him. Durban for Hector. Manchester United funneling back to pick up the white-shirted Derby men. Hinton. Back for Mackay. O'Hare getting up above Ewer that time, but didn't make contact with his head as he tried to push it inside. Then Paul Edwards. Done. George Best now. In very few of George's tricky runs. Ball control not as sharp this afternoon as we've seen it so many times. Dave Sadler. Kidd, done out on the left. Now Sadler. Charlton. Kidd out on the left. Faced by Webster, so it's back to Dunn. Fitzpatrick up. Oh, and a cool bit of play by that young fullback, John Robson. Back to his goalkeeper. Edwards getting just enough to stop the ball. Crerand has to play it back. Mackay. You're there. Stepney's got to hurry. He kept the ball in. The whole of his body was outside the line, but it's the ball that's got to go over, not the goalkeeper. Willie Carlin inside for McGovern. Farland for Mackay. Robson. Little chip aimed for Hector. Ooh, that was foot up, surely. No play allowed to go on. Hinton. Durban as Sadler gets it away. Here's Hector. Derby forward still striking for goal whenever they see a fractional chance. Teams met in the league here last season, and Derby won that one 2-0. Assisted on that occasion by an own goal by this chap, John Fitzpatrick. Oh, and a gift of a pass to Creran, to Charlton. Ryan Kidd. Kidd now, the cross causing Green no real difficulty. Manchester United not setting up much in the box of real power and penetration at the moment. You're an O'Hare, Hager right all round, here's Hector! Well, Stepney, I suppose, either judged that perfectly or was a bit lucky to be that far back. I felt that he might have come a little further. Edwards for Kidd. Kidd. George Best. Morgan, way over on the left side. Faced by Webster. McFarlane giving him a chase. Best. Durban's in there. Fitzpatrick. Best now. And there it is. George Best. A bad goal, I think, against the Derby defence. Superbly swept in by George Best. A fine opportunist moment.
Well, here Morgan plays a gentle ball, a little chip shot over to Best, who picks it up on his chest and shows all the skill that he's got. McFarlane's boot misses it, and Best tries to bring it that way, but Durban gets the ball away from him. But it's this moment that Fitzpatrick comes into it with all the determination in the world. Clever bit of skill there as he rolls it back with his foot, but he appears to be losing it too, except that he won't give up and he gets that ball out for Best to do the rest. The opportunist toe pokes the ball, so it looks, into the corner of the net.
Still some 13 minutes of this first half to go. 3 goals already. I wonder how many more we're going to get. Hector with Hinton out on his left. Derby sweeping forward again. McGovern, Sadler up. Willie Carlin under this. Hinton. Hinton. Oh, great cross. And that was McGovern just wide of the post. Fine pressure. Good bit of running then by Hinton. Stepney, the really busy man in that back line for Manchester United at the moment. Fitzpatrick jumping well. Kidd for Creran, and Best breaking down the right. Fitzpatrick is offside. Flags up. Dave Mackay then. The old warrior. Not wanting to use up his energy on taking that free kick foul. Sadler for Morgan, now Tony Dunn. Kidd. Morgan. Well on Creran, but nobody there to pick it up. Mackay. O'Hare. O'Hare needing somebody close to him. 4 or 5 Manchester United men over there with him, and he's around Ewer. And a corner off Tony Dunn. What a fair old battle. John O'Hare for Derby and Ian Ewer for Manchester United to have it. both Scottish internationals. There's number 5, Ian Ure, and moving over towards him now, number 9, John O'Hare. Hinton with the corner. In fact, the corner was taken by Webster, the short one to Hinton. And Morgan penalised for being closer than 10 yards to the area. In fact, he's given the free kick. Referee Keith Walker could have given the other decision. Oh, there's Durbin. Oh, what a perfect little goal. Alan Durbin. Manchester United just stood there and watched him.
Well, this appears to be very slack marking by the Manchester United defence. There's Alan Hinton crossing the ball, and look here as Durbin goes in, rises to it beautifully. There's no one with him, no one between him and the goal, and it's almost impossible to miss from that distance. The fullback on the goal line has no chance whatsoever, and Georgie Best just stands and watches.
And there's some pretty long faces now in that Manchester United lineup as they kick off again. The absurd ease in which Durbin scored that goal must make both manager Wolf McGuinness and general manager Matt Busby a little bit worried in the Manchester United camp. There's Morgan for Manchester United. Charlton. Paddy Creran. Well, Paddy will not be at all happy about that left foot shot. Again, Ian Ure put under pressure by this long kicking. Hector has Carlin in support. Goes for McGovern instead. Robbed by Charlton, and O'Hare's there. John O'Hare. Hinton. And that ball took a deflection of somebody. Hinton's shot taking the deflection, going away for the corner. And I wonder what's going through Hinton's mind at this moment. Last time he took a corner kick, he set up the simplest goal for Alan Durbin. I wonder what he'll aim for this time. Got McFarlane in the box, number 5 to aim for. Hector's in there, Carlin's there, Durbin's going in, O'Hare's there. McFarlane up. Hinton now. By golly, put that up! Alan Durbin, who was hoping to get a deflection off that, but it was Hinton striking that ball. Hinton really giving the full meat of the boot to it. And Hinton may have to hurry up a little bit. There's not much of this first half left. Here's Hinton with the corner. Touch chance, Stepney, a fantastic save. Well, that was a little nudge on Stepney then. So Carlin, who finally put the ball in the net, does not wind up with a goal. No change to the scoreline. Willie Carlin a little angry. That ball didn't go outside the 18 yards area, so the free kick has to be taken again. Durbin up well on Charlton, but not to the satisfaction of referee Keith Walker, who gives the foul. Manchester United kick, Dave Sadler with it. Ryan Kidd under this. And a goal kick to Les Green, which will suit Derby County with their 3-1 advantage. As we move into injury time of the first half. Sadler getting it back, but only as far as Durbin. Derby still on the attack. Hinton, faced by Edwards. George Best. Kidd. Fitzpatrick. Edwards. Ian Ure making an overlap run down the right. Edwards. Fitzpatrick, that's a good ball. Trying to get it to Bobby Charlton. Might, had he gone on his own, had a pop. Quite a lot of injury time gone now. McGovern. O'Hare. And Webster coming in. McGovern. O'Hare. Hoping to try a first-timer. Sadler was there first. Done for Willie Morgan. As the half-time whistle goes, bringing a really sparkling first half to an end. Well, they really rolled out the barrel for the Watney Cup final in this first half. 4 goals, 3 of them to Derby. Just that one goal, the reply by George Best, giving Manchester United a very great deal to do in the second half. We wonder how that will go. Join us in a few moments then when we bring you the second half of this game.
After being told by Spurs boss he's left his digs in Tottenham and headed home.
I mean, don't think I'll panic if we're running and it's going well and we're... I thought I heard a word from him then.
BTR LWT 4358, Part 2, take 1.
Welcome back then, as Manchester United prepare to kick off this second half. Bobby Charlton, the touch to Kidd, and Manchester United now aim for that left-hand goal. The big task, 2 goals to pull back, and even to get level. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, and the rounds of Derby, who are pretty rampant at the moment. White shirts, dark shorts. Really sparkling stuff here in this Watney Cup final. Competition promoted to produce goals, and it's certainly done that. With Sadler, cross for Tony Dunn. Carlin for Derby. All the way back to Dave Mackay. Plays his football with a certain economy these days. Ian Ewer climbing above O'Hare. George Best. Manchester United being chased by Hinton. Running into Carlin. Charlton. Charlton faced by Webster. Now McGovern coming to him. And McFarlane getting the boot out to prevent it going into danger area. Crerand aiming for the box area. Dave Mackay sweeping up. Alan Durbin. It's playing Robson into trouble, so it's Kidd now for Manchester United. Carlin losing it to Edwards. Charlton. Fouled and away. Kidd now with a shooting chance. And that was not a bad one either. Forced a full-length save from Les Green. Brian Kidd, number 10. Remember, it was the last cup final he played in at Wembley against Benfica in 1958. It was his birthday, and he scored in that game, you remember. Sure he'd like to get one just now. Tony Dunn. At the corner to be taken again, Willie Morgan is the corner kick taker for Manchester United. Ian Ewers up on the goal line. Ball still not clear to Paddy Crerand. Willie Morgan. Morgan faced by Webster, trying to take him on. Alan Durbin for Webster. O'Hare, back for McGovern. O'Hare again. Leaving it for Durbin. Carlin. Oh, a neat bit of football by Willie Carlin. Hector now, faced by Edwards. Willie Carlin. Little Willie, diminutive little chap. Scored score of half a dozen goals last season, but not reckoned to be one of the big guns in the shooting department for Derby. Morgan for Tony Dunn. Fitzpatrick. Durbin there first. Will play. Crerand in and loses it. Now it's Durbin. Way on the far side. Hinton. Hinton faced by Edwards. And giving Edwards a chance to prevent any further progress. John McGovern, number 7, playing pretty well in this side too. Was playing well last season. Came out of the side, of course, when they bought Hennessy. Back in again now because Hennessy's injured. Surely a very difficult man to leave out of this side. A problem that Brian Clough, the manager, will quite enjoy. Durbin for Hector. Durbin going in now. Durbin and hit the post. Fine, delicate piece of understanding there between Hector and this chap number 4, Alan Durbin. Stretching and opening up that Manchester United defence. And it looks very much as though Alex Stepney has hurt himself as he came off his goal. And Nobby gets his first touch in this Watney Cup final. Flick on from Best, Tony finds McFarland. Hector now for Derby. Taking on Dunn, but Dunn had just a bit too much for him. Ian Ewers for Crerand. McFarland stopping Best. Here's Hinton. Hector down the line on the left. O'Hare in the middle. Cheeky through. Cheeky little ball from Hector through Ewers' legs. Producing a corner on the left side. One presumes that Hinton will take it. Here's Hinton. Right-footed. McFarland up and off the line by Nobby Stiles. McFarland again. Well, there's some great stuff going on. McFarland judging it well in the air. Crerand for Kidd. This side of the field, George Best. Touch in for Nobby Stiles. Charlton. Fitzpatrick's on his left. Oh, that's a great shot. Oh, fine snapshot then by Bobby Charlton. Crerand in. Manchester United looking a lot more positive this last 10 minutes or so. Hinton for Hector. Hinton. Hector's in a good position. Hinton now, a shot. A neat bit of football then by Hinton and Hector. The finishing punch. Lacking the killer touch. Webster. Webster working with O'Hare on the right side. McGovern. O'Hare. A little bit too ambitious perhaps that time. Nevertheless, kept the pressure on Manchester United in that right-hand corner. John McGovern with the throw-in. Tony Dunn there again first. Hector trying to get a scoring angle for himself. Durbin in. Hector again. McGovern. And Kidd will feel that when he sits down tonight. Kidd bringing down Hector. Two number 10s together. Snap. The one on the left, Brian Kidd. The one on the right, Kevin Hector. And a situation which Dave Mackay might try to exploit again. There he is, striding into the thick of it, either to give orders or to take the kick himself. Here's Mackay over the ball. Oh, there's the wall. Charlton, Kidd, Stiles, Crerand. Willie Carlin, number 8's over the ball. Now it's Mackay. Right through the gap! Oh, dear, 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 dear. Dave Mackay. Oh, that Manchester United really looks sorry for themselves now. Dave Mackay.
Well, the old man's done it again. A marvellous shot from Dave Mackay, but I think there was a suspicion of deflection there from Ian Ewer. There's the shot. Just look as it goes past Ian Ewer's backside, whether you think it deflected, but whatever happens, Stepney looks to be too near the middle of the goal and too far behind his block.
And the old warrior still shouting orders. And certainly the task now facing Manchester United seems a pretty impossible one. Some 16, maybe 17 minutes of this cup final left. They've now got to pull back 3 goals. Sadler up. Charlton in. Crerand. Poor old Paddy, the accuracy of the old left peg. Letting him down again. McGovern. Ian Ewer reading it very smoothly. Best. Crerand is over on the right side. Best free again. Best looking for the 1-2 off Charlton. There's Fitzpatrick. Oh, it's a great try and a fine save again. What a good goalkeeper this Les Green is. Fitzpatrick looking very unhappy, did everything right, and then found this goalkeeper making a superlative save. Foul and away. And as usual, Willie Carlin in midfield to accept these balls out of defence. Time up on my watch now. Offside flag against O'Hare. Referee Keith Walker's had one look at his watch as we go into injury time. Kidd for Manchester United, who really got no chance, and again a fine save from Les Green. So they've got no chance of winning this game now, but they're still having a crack at that chap Les Green in his goal. Willie Carlin. Derby quite happy to slow it all down now. Make it as slow as possible. They've done enough running for one afternoon, they figure. Charlton aiming for Best. It's Hinton back to slow him down. Now Durbin. Best. Bobby Charlton will not be very pleased about that. Not exactly the right thing to do to your captain at the very end of the Watney Cup final. Oh, there it is, the very first Watney Cup final. And what a fine game it's been. 5 goals, and most of them as good as you'll see throughout the whole of this season. Obviously the happiest fellow down there at the moment, Dave Mackay, number 6, the captain of Derby. John McGovern, who's played his part. Number 8, Willie Carlin. Derby players who have done so well in this first ever Watney Cup final, and Dave Mackay getting his team ready to take that Watney Cup for the very first time. And so Dave Mackay, captain of Derby County, goes forward to Sir Stanley Rouse, president of FIFA, to receive the cup. There it is. That's what this competition has been all about. So yet another cup win for Dave Mackay, who must have half a dozen to 8 of them in this long career. A superb trophy.
So our congratulations then to Derby County. And although he wasn't a member of our World Cup panel, I'm quite sure our fellows would all agree that Brian Clough has done a really tremendous job there at the baseball ground. So well done to you as well, Brian. And now I quote, in fact, from Ken Montgomery in today's Sunday Mirror. He says, Paddy Crerand has a tough task trying to talk around his team's Watney Cup final walloping when he appears on ITV's Soccer Celebrity panel this afternoon. Well, he's got a tough job. What about it, Pat? Wasn't very good, was it?
No, it was not, but I thought that the referee and the linesman were crooked, and Derby took a liberty scoring 4 goals.
What about United's performance generally? Are you happy with that?
I thought probably that Derby worked a lot harder than us, and that was the great difference. Although we weren't probably as bad as it looked, I don't think, but I think we'll have to better ourselves a little bit at dead ball situations, because we get caught 3 times. 3 goals came from dead ball.
You disagreed with me last week about the United's defence. You said you've got a lot of good defenders fighting for places, and I said I didn't think so. Do you still think you've got a lot of good defenders fighting for places?
But I still think we have, but maybe we're not as organised yet as we should be. Maybe probably that's what was wrong yesterday. We're not as well organised as we could be. Maybe it's because it's so early on in the season.
I keep reading that over the years at Manchester United are slow starters, Paddy, and having watched the film, I think that, you know, there's no, in my mind, I still think that you're going to start the season as badly as you started last season. Do you think this?
I don't know, Derek, it's hard to say.
I mean, you've really played 3 games now,
yeah.
And having
I thought the first 2 games we played, you know, all right, maybe the first game not so well. The second game, we looked quite good at Hull last Wednesday, but we didn't look so good yesterday.
Only due to Ian McKechnie missing that penalty kick, he might have been in here.
Maybe so. Obviously God had scored with the penalty
kick. May we
kick.
all say, of course, how sorry we are that United did lose.
I would like to say this, that I thought you were their best player, Pat.
Well, I'm glad, Ian, because that's a good thing about coming on television. You can always criticise everybody else, and you've always done well.
Bob McNabb, have you any remarks to make about Paddy's performance?
Come on, Bob.
He's been trying to blame it on the altitude in Derby.
You've been saving that one up.
I've been thinking about that all day.
No, it looks like the difference there, if one can cross-examine Paddy here, and they seem to have played as a great side together, Paddy. You seem to be stronger like individuals, relying on Bobby Charlton, Brian Kidd and George Best.
We played a bit collectively, and they played more as a team yesterday, and they worked very hard for each other. They played very well, Derby.
I want to talk about a chap called Roy McFarlane. We were all very critical of the England centre-half's performances in Mexico, and this lad didn't get in. I think he played a very bad game last year at Highbury when I saw him, and I was critical of him. But it looks to me now as if he's really may get an extended trial in the England team. He certainly did wonders yesterday. There he is, showing his ability to get to crosses in the box. This is him as an attacking player. This one goes over the top, but it gives you an idea of the weakness of the United defence. But 1, 2, 3, 4 Derby players there, and only Ian Ewer against them. Then we pick him up from this free kick. He scores the goal here. There's Dave Mackay. We've seen this Royce flashing it against the post there. But again, you can see the United players hesitating for a moment, but McFarland is awake, and he moves away from them. They take a moment to recover. They're watching the ball, and he's gathered his wits first and got it in the back of the net. Now we watch again this position. He's on the right of your picture there. This was given offside. Mackay's chipping it over there, but look, there's McFarland again, crept into the box. You see the ability he's got to win the ball, even in those positions. He stops for a moment, isn't in a good position to jump, but he still wins the ball and gets it over, but it's fractionally too near Stepney, who reads it quickly and comes out and gathers. And then in the second half, from this Alan Hinton corner, look at that. The power of that header, he gets up, and it's only Nobby Stiles, who came on as a substitute, might be a lesson there, who gets it off the line. But almost as if he's playing him on his own, that isn't enough for him. He goes back and heads it back into the middle again. And we've only seen him now, really, as an attacking player. There's Stepney making a fine catch when challenged. Now we look at his confidence, the confidence that he's built up. as Georgie Best runs through here. He reads that well, does a feint there, pretends to take it, completely deceives Best, who comes back to challenge him, appeals that the ball's out, but he's got it all under control there, puts it under his foot. Now watch how coolly he throws Best to the left and guides it off to Dave Mackay, who's on his left there, a measure of his confidence and Derby's confidence. Malcolm Allison, what do you think about him as a prospective England candidate?
I think he's probably the best candidate. You know. I think last season he had a groin injury which handicapped him, and I think playing with Dave Mackay, I think that Dave has educated him in 1 or 2 defensive situations, and I believe he scored 8 goals last year, and he was very effective yesterday again. He scored another goal yesterday.
You played against him, Derek?
I maintained for 12 months the best 2 centre-halves in the game today as John Holsgrove and McFarland.
That's a Wolves.
John Holsgrove Wolves why I chose Holsgrove in preference over, not because he's a colleague and teammate, is because he's a tremendous kicker of the ball with both feet. And I think that he's a one-sided player, McFarland. He plays on the left clog, and when I play against him, I try to get him to positions that I can attack him on the right side, and I think he's vulnerable here. Plus the fact, one's got to be added, that no doubt about it, he has blossomed over 12 months, 2 years, playing alongside this magnificent player, Dave Mackay. And also, one may add, he's playing on a tremendous side, which helps individual players as well.
Bob McNabb, what do you think about him as a fellow defender?
Well, like you said, Jim, he didn't play very well at Highbury last year, but he did have this groin injury, which he must have played 12 months with this bad leg, with this bad groin. So, I mean, you couldn't really judge him on that, but he looks a great player to me. You know, when I have seen him play on television, he looks a fabulous prospect.
Well, would you, are the panel going to recommend, we're always telling Alf Ramsey what to do about his centre-halves, are we going to recommend that he might give him a trial this season?
Well, it's not for us to say, Jim. I think that
we can
we're
say.
just well,
all right. Say so. He may take no notice, but we can say so.
Fine, yes, but I think
he will take notice. Alf will take notice.
he probably going to.
Hey, Alf.
What about the the rest of the Derby team? Any great anything that particularly impressed you there?
Malcolm made a tremendous remark while we're watching the film here. Alan Hinton, when he's on song, is a so effective player for an upfield player. I'm talking from an upfield player, the likes of O'Hare and Hector. His service is magnificent. Every time you see a dead ball situation, crosses, it's Alan Hinton. He scored one. He took the corner before it led up to the free kick that actually got the other one, and I thought was magnificent. And plus the fact, as a player on that side, if he would only stamp his personality on it, I think he could be one of the best midfield players in the game. Alan Durbin, he seems to play with a little bit of inferiority, playing alongside individually better players by name, and this fella I think's very, very good player. I think
well,
that he could be.
He did have a great game yesterday.
He always plays well, Alan Durbin.
What about the old man Mackay? I was critical of him last week, but he had what do you think, Paddy, yesterday? The other old man on the field?
I thought he played tremendous yesterday. And as Malcolm was saying, he's got a great influence on the rest of the team, and what he's taught Roy McFarland is nobody's business.
You're only saying that because he's Scottish.
I thought Kevin Hector was very good yesterday. Yeah. He looked exceptionally quick and he was always dangerous.
Well, let's have a look at the old man, Dave Mackay there, who Spurs let go just a little while ago, and I think Bill Nicholson may be regretting it now. Here he is where he got not enough to do all that he did in the rest of the game. He goes up and whacks this one in from the free kick. There, it's touched to him. We learned that did touch Ian Ewer's hand there, which caused Stepney to be out of position a little more than he was. But you can see that he did dive from the centre of the goal. What about your block there, Paddy? I mean, that is a bad position that Stepney took up behind the block. Why aren't you organised?
That's one good thing, I think, about losing goals in situations like that. They're easy to rectify. You know, you can easily rectify things around the box like that. It's when they score goals from play outfield that it's very hard to rectify.
Paddy, you're saying you can rectify that. Here we see they've scored 2 goals, similar goals. But I think if Manchester United players should be working at those sort of setups all week this week, because here you broke lineups, and I can't understand Alex Stepney, what he's doing behind the lineup on the wrong side of the goal. He should be covering the other side of the goal.
Funny, we have worked at free kicks, and Ian's not supposed to be on the free kick at all. Yeah. You know, and he comes in there in that situation, unlucky we lose a goal through it.
Well, I hope there's a service we can perform, you see, for Manchester United before the start of the season, so they'll get it right and make a good start for once. But we've been a bit critical of United. It was almost as if they did nothing yesterday.
It's always easy to be critical when you lose, you know, to be critical of a team.
But on the other hand, they must have done something, because there was a player, Les Green, who was in the Derby goal, who made these splendid saves to keep them out.
Sadler! Oh, what a great shot! Perfect save! Didn't know the shooting chance. And that was not a bad one either. Charlton, Fitzpatrick's on his left. Oh, that's a great shot. Best Looking for the 1-2 off Charlton. There's Fitzpatrick. Oh, it's a great try and a fine save again. Kidd for Manchester United, who really got no chance, and again a fine save from Les Green.
Well, an excellent performance by Les Green. What do you think of him as a goalkeeper? 5'8". Would you like a 5'8" goalkeeper in your goal, Mel?
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm always afraid, but this boy's got great reflexes and he seems to get away with it, you know. He's played extremely well for Derby.
I think sometimes if you've got a small goalkeeper, if you're fortunate enough to have a centre-half who's good in the air, you can get away with a small goalkeeper. And I think they've got.
We played against him last year, and we were a bit unfortunate to go down 2-0 at Derby. We kept hitting him. No, this is true. No, this is true. He didn't make many good saves, but we got him into positions that Alex Stephanie, you see it in the film, you saw on the film here, that he was coming out from and he got no chance for them. But what I like about Les Green is possibly the best kicker of a dead ball as far as goalkeepers concerned in the game.
Quickly a word on the Watney Cup, and let's have the lovely Bob McNabb, because we're getting complaints again that you're not in, Bob. As a player, do you think this is a good thing for football?
I think it must be. I mean, it must be good for Paddy, whereby they can have a competition like this to get fit in these matches. It must be great. You know, we've had to go abroad and trail around Europe trying to get fit, but Paddy, well, he didn't look right fit yesterday, did he?
What about this penalty idea? This was the first time it's ever happened, sort of, in the world, this kind of deciding. Do you like that as a better method than tossing up?
Oh, I think it's much better than tossing up, but I mean, anything's better than that because there's no skill involved in that, but it's still not a solution, really, is it?
Was it very exciting, Paddy, excuse me, to take part in that penalty kick?
It was quite exciting, but the problem about it is you can't get him to take the blooming penalty kick.
One of the comments was a strategic, Terry Neal's first error was putting Ian McKechnie to take that final penalty kick. That was a lovely comment.
Derek, thank you. Lads, thank you again. And that's it again for today. Hope very much you've enjoyed ITV's presentation of this exciting Watney Cup. Next week, of course, ITV starts its season of league football on Sunday afternoons. And just to remind you, though, that our next date together, I hope, is going to be in On the Ball in World of Sport at 5-1 next Saturday, when we take a good long look at the new Football League season. We have a look back at the World Cup. We have a look at that lovely old Gimme Dat film again, and plenty more besides. On the Ball, 5-1 next Saturday. The new league season on ITV next Sunday afternoon. And now, for all of us, goodbye.